Hello, my name is Dorothy Collegian, and this is my Deyo's Charlson Index project for HAP464. History of use of diagnosis-based prognostics indices. Starting in 1987, it was Deyo-Charlson Comorbidity Index. It was developed by Mary Charlson. It predicted the one-year mortality for a patient with a possible range of comorbidities and contained 19 categories. In 1992 was the Charlson Index. It was adapted by Richard Deyo, modified to predict long-term survival of patients, and it updated to 17 categories. In 1993 was the Romano Index, adapted from the Charlson and Deyo Index, and improved overall accuracy and kept the 17 categories. How EHRs and clinics use the variance of Charlson Index. The Charlson Comorbidity Index is used as a method for categorizing the presence of two or more medical conditions, known as comorbidities. Categories of comorbidities are based off of ICD-9 diagnosis codes obtained from medical data. Each comorbidity category is given a weight of 1 to 6 based on adjusted risks, and all the weights are summed to give a patient a single comorbidity score. This score is used to predict patient outcomes such as mortality and resource use. The first step in the project was to clean the data. We had to remove patients from the data who had impossible ages at death, ages at birth, or missing clinic appointments. At the end of this process, we had a total record of 17,431,402, or 829,625 distinct IDs. Next, we had to create a score. You can see on the left, the various categories of illness were given a score from 1 to 6. And on the left is an example of summing the group scores by ID, and you can see the weighted score on the right. Finally, we test for accuracy of the index. The area under the curve you can see listed on the left. The closer the area under the curve is to 1, the more accurate it is. And on the right, you can see a graph comparing specificity and sensitivity for accuracy. Ways for improving accuracy of the index include improving cutoff values to get a more accurate number of the index, and updating score weights for diagnosis to account for changes over time that lead to a need to reassess and update weighted scores.